Hey, what is up, guys? Lockard here, Facecam this time. I'm gonna bring to you the exact build I presented a couple days ago, but this is gonna be the Cliff Notes version because the last video was like half an hour long. I don't want you guys to sit there and go through all that, so we're gonna quickly go over the bar setups for duels and open world. So if you want to watch the video, I'll leave a link in the description. But we're just gonna quickly blow through this as fast as possible. Everything unbuffed. I'm Dark Elf, running Witch Mothers, Mage Mundus. Fully buffed. Quickly, here are the stats. So without a weapon chant proc. Since we're running a Destro Sword and Board. If you don't feel comfortable, we're running a Destro Sword and Board. We'll fix that in a minute. We're running Poisons with the Asylum, Nirnhone, Destro Staff, Fire. The reason we're doing the poisons is so we can proc Scoria. That's the only reason. Lich, back bar. This is just a proc, the Lich proc. And we're running Infuse on the back bar to keep, you can change the enchantment out to Weakening, or if you're having sustain issues, change it to a Magicka or Stamina Drain enchant to help you with the recovery. That equates to about 300 recovery, as long as you assume the 100% uptime. Next set we're running, or last set, is Calorian's Legacy. This is, I don't want to say the most cheese set in the game, but it's pretty broken right now, especially how the proc works. This proc's on top of shields. It procs on anything, essentially. You don't even have to crit. I'm sure that's not intended. Zoss should fix it. We'll probably never get around to it, knowing them. We're running Divines on the small pieces and Infuse on the big pieces. We make up for the lack of crit resist in our champion system. We're rocking 1 stamina recovery. I tried running the Serpent. This build does struggle with stamina recovery, so just have 1 enchantment as such, and you're just fine. You will sacrifice a little bit of damage because no matter run spell damage, but I feel that not having to worry about your stamina all the time is a lot better than having a little bit more damage, since a good portion of our damage is coming from procs the same way. Actually, probably over half of our burst is coming from the proc sets alone. That's quickly the run through of the gear. Now, if you want to run, if you don't feel comfortable running Sword and Board, that's easily remedied. You just have to farm Florian's Legacy Inferno Staff. That may take you a little while. You, of course, want this Nirnhone or Sharpened. Completely up to you. On your back bar, you'll want to run Dalori's Staff, which is part of the Lich. And you have this Infused, Defending, whatever enchant you want to suit your needs. And then, with that being said, you'll have 4 Calorian on the body, and then just switch 1 piece to a Lich, so you have 4 in the body. The 5th piece is your Dalori's Staff, and then your Florian's Robe, you have 4 in the body, and then the Destro Staff. So you'll proc on your front bar only, which is pretty advantageous, because sometimes this set does proc on your back bar if you have Calorians on both bars, so keep that in mind. Now if the set was working as intended, it wouldn't do that, but as of right now, it's not working as intended. So that's where we're at with that. So we'll go ahead and clip everything back. Bar setups. Yeah, so this is for duels. Open world's a little bit different. I'm sure you guys don't give a shit about duels, so I'm just gonna go ahead and swap this over to open world and BGs. You don't need to run execute on this build at all. I would actually advise against it because it does mess up with your burst rotation quite substantially. Okay, so skills. Running Crystal Frags, Haunting Curse. Flame Reach is our range CC plus a dot to help keep Scoria up, because our poisons are always going to be procced. Force Pulse, you'll use this as kind of like a finisher. This is mostly used to proc our Calorians during our burst. So you'll curse either Flame Reach or Force Pulse, and one of these will pretty much always proc Calorian, and while they're CC'd or up in the air, Calorian's going to proc, it's going to hit them, your frag's going to hit them, hopefully score your procs. It's pretty much a one-shot. It's even without your meteor combo. Streak just for the mobility purposes. If you're running Sword and Board, you have to have Boundless. It's just essential. You couple that with Power Surge. Double wards, of course, Harness and Hardened. If you're running Resto Staff, obviously have the Healing Ward slotted here instead of Dark Conversion. And then instead of Boundless, you'll put Dark Conversion in that slot instead. So you can always keep your resources pretty much capped off. As far as backbar ultimates are concerned, if you're in Sword and Board, Spell Wall is really good. Astro is pretty decent depending on the amount of people you're facing. Meteor, or you could run the Resto ulti. It's entirely up to you. But Sword and Board, definitely run either Meteor or the Spell Wall. Alright, that does it for the skills. Bar setup. We'll hop right into the champion system. We did change a little bit around, not too much. From our previous video, we have 4K Spell Erosion, 13% LE Expert, 15%, 19% Outborn, 72 Master at Arms, 200 Staff Expert, Master at Arms, and LE Expert, along with Spell Erosion. Gives you the most you can get out of your Chlorians and your for your procs. So those all increase the tool tips, and then the Outborn is just there for quality of life. Running 66 Ironclad, 38 resistance, get around 1k critical resist, 6 points in a spell shield. I don't have any in a Hardy just because this build is essentially anti-stamina. It really is, especially when you slot Rune Cage. You don't have to worry about stamina classes at all. 64 in LE Expert or LE Defender, 66 in the Bastion. 51 Warlord, 11 Siphoner. This is just mainly for duels. There's just some value points I had left over, so I just tossed them into Siphoner. You put them wherever you want. 48 Arcanist, 23 Mooncalf, 4 Tenacity. Remember, the system rounds down, so you want flat values. We have 51 Tumbling, 51 Shadow Ward, because I find myself in open world doing these pretty much equally, so I adjust as such. And that's pretty much the build, guys. I'm gonna upload some clips here very soon. I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna get a lot of hate about this build. It's very cheesy. You're using 3 proc sets. I used to bitch all the time about how stamina builds use all these shitty proc sets. Well, now it's the sorcerer's turn. Really cheese build. Like I say, you're gonna get a lot of hate. You get a lot of messages, but it's in the game. Why not use it? It's a brand new patch. I'm having the best time ever with it. You guys seen the particle effects and stuff. I mean, it's just an absolute all-around great set. Alright guys, so that does it for the video. Hopefully this is a little bit better than the last one, a little bit shorter. I will be uploading clips momentarily. If you like the video, please leave a comment or subscribe. And I'll leave a link to my previous videos, about half an hour long. So be ready for that, but I do go in depth on how to run everything, why everything is the way it is. Alright guys, hope you enjoy the build, and see you in the next one.